Yes. But but maybe for the next one, maybe I could put the next one. Well, let me know and I'll pay the.
That hymn's on.
Oh, what's it?
You must have looked before.
Oh. I don't know how it's. Thank you. You have it? No, I haven't. Tell me about it.
There is that set of like 76. How crazy is I had air on in the car this weekend. But on my way down here, I was turning the heat on.
They get. We go. You're something else. Never fit.
I think they were just tired of losing money.
Never fail. Gonna be something.
I think, they stomp their feet a lot, but I think Jacob told them you're fine.
Mhm.
Because we set it up in a way they did not.
One of those words I put in, one of those words I put in.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm sure they can sell that. I'm sure they can sell
you
it.
think, you think. That's okay. Oh.
Make sure you don't give them anything that from the application, it can only be stuff that.
Yes, I know. I was. You were sorry. I think come down here. After I remember. No, I come to do. So I'm trying to get rid of that. I'm trying to get rid of that. I still did.
The Wayback Machine just dropped the bomb.
Way back.
In 1984, I did research in undergraduate. And I published a paper in 1987. Someone just sent me an email wanting some information about that paper in 1986.
You're talking about a way back machine.
I do. The problem is that the reference that he's looking for is publishing. It turns out it's actually really easy. I actually remember what I did, so I'll just be able to tell.
All right, folks, we'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. It is 7 p.m. If we can start our meeting with a moment of silence, please. We can all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. And as a reminder, if you have a cell phone, please make sure that it is off or on silent. City Clerk Domingo, if you take roll call for us, please.
Councilmember Williams.
Present.
Reed. Jackson.
Here.
Lawler.
Here.
Davis.
Present.
French.
Here.
And Mayor Snyder.
Here. I make a motion to approve of the agenda with placing items A and B that's on the council packet items under our consent calendars.
So move.
Support. That's it.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed? All right, so we are going to start off this evening with a proclamation for Mental Health Month. Whereas nearly 1 in 5 American adults will have a diagnosable mental health condition in any given year. And whereas almost half of all US adults will experience a mental health challenge at some point over the course of their lifetime. And whereas only 60% of people with mental health disorders sought treatment in the prior year. And whereas the leading cause of disability in the United States is neuropsychiatric disorders, including mental disorders, behavioral disorders, and neurological disorders. And whereas the 5-year age-adjusted suicide rate for Calhoun County is 40%, higher than the Michigan and US rates. And whereas early intervention is a key to improved outcomes for people with mental health challenges. And whereas recovery from a mental health condition or challenge is achievable and attainable for many people. And whereas every member of our community can play a role in promoting treatment for good mental health. Observing May as Mental Health Month provides an excellent opportunity to increase awareness of mental health disorders and therefore empower the community to normalize good mental health awareness and practices and take meaningful action to support those citizens accessing care to achieve better mental health. Mental Health Month is also a yearly reminder of the importance of organizations like Summit Point in Calhoun County to provide crisis intervention services and as well as training such as mental health first aid, crisis intervention for our law enforcement units, and QPR, so that all citizens are able to recognize signs and symptoms of poor mental health and reduce the time between diagnosis and treatment, thereby strengthening the health of our community. Now, therefore, I, Victoria Garcia Snyder, Mayor of the City of Albion, Michigan, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2023 in the greater Albion area and urge all citizens of Albion to do their part to normalize good mental health practices by working together and supporting their community's efforts to educate themselves as much as possible to recognize signs and symptoms of mental health challenges, thereby shortening the time between onset and treatment and giving everyone the opportunity to maximize their potential. This evening, we also have Jeannie Goodrich and Amy Ryman from Summit Point. And ladies, do you want to stand up if you have some words you would like to say, and then we'll come present the proclamation to you.
You get to pick.
I get to pick.
You get to pick.
When I do my words first, I'll smile when I come.
I want a picture.
Oh, sorry, I can do picture first. Sorry.
A little higher, please.
But not too high.
Not too- No. Okay. Lori Lawrence. Good evening, Mayor, City Manager, and council members. My name is Jeannie Goodrich, CEO of Summit Point, and I appreciate the opportunity to receive this proclamation on behalf of Summit Point's employees. Summit Point's mission is to support those struggling with mental health and substance use disorders. Summit Point is especially engaged with crisis management in Calhoun County, and for 2 years, 2 years ago, opened a 24-hour psychiatric urgent care center called First Step. First Step is open to everyone, and through this access center, we have been able to meet those needs with people with mental health and substance use issues that would have prior to First Step not gone anywhere. This translates to about 6,000 uneducated individuals who we have helped in ways that have not been able to in the past 2 years. Summit Point operates a site for enrolled customers here in Albion, located in the Motherville. giving access to care for locally, eliminating the need for those individuals to travel across the county to other summit points. The statistics in this proclamation show that some appointed local community partners are needed to advance treatment options and reduce barriers to care, such as culture, behavior, or the ability of someone to access care. Thank you so much for supporting our efforts and recognizing the importance of good mental health for everyone everywhere. We also appreciate City Manager Snyder for agreeing to join the Light of Green campaign for mental health effort by lighting up Albion City Hall Green for the month of May. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have any questions for either of our representatives from Summit Point in regards to services for our residents? Well, thank you, ladies, for being here. Public comments at this time. If anybody in the gallery would like to stand and address council in regards to an agenda item, you may do so at this time. All right. Do I have a motion to proceed to closed session?
So moved.
Support. City Clerk Domingo?
Councilmember Reed. Yes. Jackson,
Yes.
Lawler,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
French.
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
and Mayor Snyder.
Yes. Adjourning to closed session, 7:08 PM. Clerk Domingo, if you take roll call for us, please.
Councilmember Reed,
Here.
Jackson,
Here.
Lawler,
Here.
Davis,
Here.
French.
Here.
Williams,
Here.
and Mayor Snyder.
Here. All right, in our consent calendar items. We have our April 3rd study session minutes, our April 3rd regular session minutes. We've also moved items A and B under consent items. Do I have a motion to approve?
So move. Support.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right. Next is our discussion on the Transportation Authority for Calhoun County. City Manager, if you would like to lead that discussion for us?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Included in your packet, and this was all sent to you via email. It's a letter from our County Administrator Controller, Kelly Scott. So they're looking to create a Transportation Authority of Calhoun County. So this authority would be responsible for overseeing countywide transportation. This has been in the works since pre-COVID. Surveyed the entire county, found that it is a need. And then once the pandemic hit, everything kind of went on a pause, but now we are back active and looking to get this implemented. Last spring, we did have a presentation. They did attend a council meeting, kind of share what was in the works for this. So outlined in the letter, the county commission, they will be voting on this, I believe, in June. So as the bylaws are stated, to create the transportation authority, they need to know which jurisdictions are looking to participate or essentially opt out. If you are looking to opt out, you need to provide them with a formal resolution, just letting them know that your municipality will not be participating in that. City administration, our recommendation is to participate with the transportation authority. We all know that transportation is a need in our community. If this is created, it does have to go to the voter. So it's not an automatic creation of this authority board. It does require a 2/3 vote. I believe they're looking to do it on the 2025 ballot. I think no, 2024 August for it to go live in 2025. So I'm just kind of looking for direction from the council, if this is something that you all agree that we should participate in. If we do elect to opt out, our community will not be serviced by this authority. You have to be a participant because it does require a millage. So it will be a countywide millage that will support and fund this authority. Happy to answer any questions.
Councilman Williams.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. Do we know how many possible meals we may be?
I believe it's 1.5.
Okay.
How many?
1.5.
Thank you.
Councilman Wallace.
Thank you so much, Ms. Mayor. So you're looking for an approval tonight for something or just a sense of?
Not really approval, just a sense of like what direction. If I find that you are looking to know this is not something we'll want to participate at the next meeting, we will bring a formal resolution because it does require us to provide that to the County Board of Commissioners before they vote on it. I believe is by June 5th, we have to let them know.
Okay. Councilman French.
Given our community's connection to other parts in the county for healthcare and for jobs, and given that there's a significant transportation deficit in the city of Albion, I think I speak for the entire council, but when I say that we should wholeheartedly engage in this process, to not do so would be to basically say we are an island unto ourselves, and I think that's just a horrible way to go. So I would urge us to move forward and approve our participation in this.
And if you've seen the pilot program, the BC Go, the caravans, I know I've seen them a few times in our community. So that's what this would be, but it would be an enhanced version of that. They're a larger fleet. You would be able to travel anywhere within Albion, but then also countywide to any other communities or jurisdictions that are participating in the authority. So it will definitely serve a much needed service here or require, yeah.
Mayor Pro Tem Jackson.
Yes, I just like to second what, Councilman, Andy French was saying, because on page 30, it really, it tells us basically kind of the questions that we're asking you, Haley. When it talks about, it will give a ride the same day anywhere in the county, that, anyone has not opted out, like you just said, so. I know we don't want to opt out. And then one of the big hitters, on page 31. So if they're willing to give so many individuals from their homes to the new plant, that's awesome. Maybe some of or a lot of people will get hired. So not only just at that plant, but that lets us know we can tell more about as Council Williams sends out on precincts information about all the different areas in the Calhoun that are hiring. Maybe more people can get better jobs.
We do discuss this on a regular basis at all of our county meetings. This has been, as you probably know, this has been something been in the works, like city manager said before COVID. There probably will be some townships that are not going to participate. So that means the people who live in those townships will not be able to get rides. So, but those are calls that the township representatives are making. But us as a council, we need to make that decision. From what I've been hearing, I think we're all pretty much on board that this would be a good thing for our town. So that's all our city managers looking for. So okay, it's very good. Any other questions or comments before we move on? All right, do I have a motion to approve resolution? Nope, I'm sorry, I think I got ahead of myself. Yes, I did. 2023-05 to approve the EDC bylaws.
So move.
Sure. Manager Snyder?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So included in your packet is a resolution. So it looks like the EDC CEO, she's looking to add 2 additional members to the EDC board. They currently have a 9-member board, and this amendment will increase that to not less than 9, but no more than 11 members. It was approved by the EDC board, but per their bylaws, it requires city council approval in form of a resolution. So that is what is before you for approval.
Any questions or comments? Councilwoman Waller?
Thank you so much. So did anybody express why the move from 9 to 11?
So, from my presentations that were had, the CEO is looking to build upon the subcommittees that serve as part of the EDC. So EDC members also serve on certain subcommittees, like workforce, task force, the BRA TIPA, and some other committees that she has. So her hope is to increase participation, but Mayor Pro Tem Jackson also brought up at the study session about just having folks who want to be a part of those conversations. And definitely people are welcome to attend any meeting to express, their concerns or give their input. But I think she just wants to have formalized more people who are part of the board who can also help serve on those subcommittees.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? City Clerk Domingo?
Councilmember Waller,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
French,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Jackson,
Yes.
and Mayor Snyder.
Yes. Motion to approve resolution 2023-06, agreement with MDNR.
Support.
City Manager Snyder?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So as everyone's aware that we received a $1 million MDNR Spark grant to go towards the second phase of the McIntosh Park improvements. So we have received the formal grant agreement from MDNR. It has been reviewed by the city attorney. So the terms are all agreeable. So we are just bringing it to you for formal approval so we can begin that grant process. So the total, we received $1 million, total project cost will be $1 million. So there is no local match coming from the city. It will be covered totally by grant dollars.
Any questions or comments for City Manager Fair on this? City Clerk Domingo?
Councilmember Davis,
Yes.
French,
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Jackson,
Yes.
Waller,
Yes.
and Mayor Snyder.
Yes. Motion to approve 2023-07. The resolution for the application for the Mission Mod program.
So move.
Support. City Manager Slater.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So in partnership with the Albion EDC, the city, we are looking to submit a grant application to the Mishta Mod grant program. And we currently have one Mishta Mod grant in the works for one modular home. This is component B, which will allow for 4 modular homes to be built in one consecutively. So we are looking to utilize 405 East Pine Street, which is currently owned by the Brownfield Redevelopment Authority, which is under the EDC. So we would acquire that property from the BRA and look to build 4 modular workforce housing. The maximum grant amount is $1 million. That breaks down to about $245,500 per home. It's same process as our current Mishta Mod program. Once the homes are built, we would then sell them and then pay back that grant through to Mishta. So it's another form of housing option to bring to our community. I will email out to council the link to Mishta so you can take a look at some of the modular homes that have been built through this program in other communities. Several have been done in Coldwater, Dowagiac, to kind of get an idea of what we're looking at building here. They're beautiful homes. It was just another, like I said, housing option to offer to our community.
Councilman Waller.
Thank you so much. So, in collaboration with the EDC, what is the city responsible for?
So we will be the applicant, so we will apply for, and then the funds will come to the city as the applicant, and then we will work. So our planning and zoning department will work closely with the EDC to identify what model we would like and then work through that whole process in building, working, hiring a construction or contractor to build them, and then we would market and sell and complete the grant program.
Any other questions? City Clerk Domingo?
Councilmember French.
Yeah.
Williams,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Jackson,
Yes.
Waller,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
and Mayor Snyder.
Yes. Future agenda items. Anything that we, council members would like to be brought up?
Oh,
Yep, Mayor Pro Tem Jackson?
yes. On the next meeting, I'd like to, I know Ian already knows about this, and Jared, to hear about the fence ordinance. They're supposed to make sure they're here for that.
What?
Fence
Ordinance.
ordinance.
We're creating a new.
For residential properties?
For residential properties,
Oh,
correct.
I'll bring it. I didn't worry about my fence. Oh, no.
I don't even know, do you? I've been up here, so
Any other
just talk to Ian. He
items? No, all right. No public comments. There's anybody in the gallery that would like to stand?
Councilmember Reed.
I just
Oh, I'm so sorry.
If you don't mind, I'd like to put on there, on our thing that we're gonna have a Highland Park cleanup, 20th of May.
So for a discussion item? Or
Now,
approval or?
No, just information.
May 20th, you said? Councilmember Reed, was that May 20th?
May 20th, yes.
Anybody else? Public comment. This time, go for it.
Hi, Scott Avery, 24177 after I South over Michigan. Good base by this time. I just want to say that, as a representative of Habitat, as always, we finished, we've done the roof. On preventing this past week, we have 2 days that we still have to, the eaves have to go back up. And there's some, work, potentially more work that, there's another grant, opportunity to help with some work on the inside. I really wanted to take this time, though, and to thank members of the community from North Insulation. We had 3 people come in. Of course, Albion and AmeriCorps came in. Ian Arnold was there for the day. I missed out on 2 fantastic meals from what I'm told from Councilmember Reed. Talk to the town, our rock block this Saturday about we're all over Washington Heights. We're now going to give us doing 40 projects there.
Wow.
So
40 projects.
yeah, so, but this town really came together in that first day. We had the roof ripped off, and we were starting to put sheeting on by noon. So, that house, I really cannot stress enough how you should at least drive by it to see it, because that roof is beautiful, and we had to rebuild 3 walls in her bathroom due to rock, and water infiltration, and she cannot see the outside unless she goes outside. So that, she has been waiting for that for a very, very long time, since we were building that house across the street. So to the residents of Albion and to, the ladies and gentlemen I work with consistently at Habitat, was a job well done. And I couldn't be prouder as the, as a construction volunteer and as a board president. It really, it's amazing. If you were there, Ms. Reed was there, Ian was there, so, as representing your community, our community, as well as just, the American kids came in on the last day and killed it, so, you should all be very proud of the people that you have that are looking out for people who need help. The old adage of that we help those who cannot help themselves, so that someday, somewhere, they're able to help someone else. Really, even though you may never know about it, it's some pretty powerful stuff in this town and get esoteric about it. So it's quite moving. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
May I ask a question? Do you have other properties that you're
We have right now, we have 2 that are on our books, 1 on Dean Street, and which, remember, I'm not sure if I'm at liberty to say who recipients are, so. That, but we have 2 that are on our books. I know a few more opportunities that I would like to talk to St. Matthew Snyder. I don't know if this is necessary to venue, so through another organization I volunteer with on some occasions. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm hoping that Albion is going to see, the some more outreach happening. So we need it and be conservative. So, we've been paying taxes for a long time, but it's time for people to get their, state and federal government to step up and help people where they need to be helped.
Do you have your dates on your other 2?
No, we do not have dates yet. So there's funding in the pipeline, but it all has to be I's dotted, T's crossed. So and then hopefully some other stuff on the horizon. We're playing up here with other people's heads as well. So Albions on the map.
All right.
That's
good.
Thank you.
Yep.
Anybody else in the gallery? All right, city manager's report.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Copy of my manager's report was included in the packet. Just a few things that I would like to highlight. At the last week's DDA meeting was held Wednesday, April 12th. They discussed the July car cruising show that will be held on Friday, June 30th downtown. I know they are working on getting formal flyers created and put out, so please spread the word on that. The MML Capital Conference, myself along with a few other, few members of council, we will be away at the MML Capital Conference tomorrow, Tuesday, April 18th and Wednesday, April 19th. I have been asked to participate in MML's 1650 Women's Leadership Program press conference on April 18th. So after the first day of the Capital Conference, myself, along with Mariah Walton, she is the city manager for East Point. I participated in this program back in 2019. So we're just speaking on our experience and kind of helping get the word out to encourage women to take advantage of this program and get into executive roles in local government. So I'm very honored to have that opportunity. The citywide cleanup event will be held on Saturday, June 24th at Ketchum and Harris Field from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. So please help get that information out to your constituents. More information will come with acceptable and unacceptable items. We will publish that in the newspaper as well as on our website. So please stay tuned for that. Just want to highlight what commissioners said during our study session. The county recycling event will be held on May 8th at Ketchum Field for electronics and tires. And then just remind everybody that the yard waste service has started. The first one was Wednesday, April 5th, and it runs through November 30th. That is your large bin with the green top. Acceptable items are brush, grass clipping, leaves, and tree trimmings. Please be mindful of what you're putting in your yard waste container. If you do put any unacceptable items, your container will be flagged with an orange sticker. I know they ran into issues with having some unacceptable items go into the dump, and it was possibly interfering with their license or their ability to take it to the dump. So we just want to be mindful that we're putting the appropriate things in each container. I did send out an email. We will have to hold a special city council meeting. I'm looking to do that on Monday, April 24th. So we received the final estimate for the CDBG public gathering spaces grant application for the Stouffer Plaza improvements. And it does require a public hearing and a resolution approved by the local governing body. Unfortunately, we missed the publishing date with our for last week. So it will be published this week with the special council meeting on Monday. I did hear back from Mayor Pro Tem Jackson and Councilmember Williams that they would not be able to attend. So hopefully we need just 1 or 2 more members to attend so that we can have a quorum and approve that resolution to move forward with that application. So I just want from the rest, make sure that we're good with that date.
Councilman Davis, would you be able to be there next Monday?
Yes, yeah. I didn't respond, but I put it on my calendar.
And then I saw Councilmember Lawler said, okay. So Councilmember Reed, next Monday at 7, will you be available? Okay.
I sent that, didn't I?
I didn't get it, but
Well, yeah.
as long as we're here, that's good. It should not be long.
Just to give the council a heads up, the Assistant City Attorney Lars Kamari will attend via Zoom. I have to be at a meeting for another municipality that night. Yeah, probably.
And then that's all for my reports. We're happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for City Manager Slater?
And can you say that? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you can go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. May 8th. Again. For the tires and the.
Electronics and scrap tires.
And also strength level of the.
Okay.
Kevin, do you have a time for that? Do you know the time for that event off the top of
I
your head?
have a time, I just.
I thought he said 10. Didn't he say 10?
The 8th and 10th.
Can you email those dates?
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Because then.
Because there's 2, it's 2, right? The
Yes.
company is doing one and then we're doing.
And then, yep, we're doing one, but not until June 24th.
Okay.
Councilman Crouch.
City Manager Snyder, were you able to get in touch with Granger regarding blue bags and recycling?
I put an email out and I will follow up once I receive a response.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Any other questions or comments?
Comments.
Yep.
All right, okay, so we were approved for the fire truck grant. And then we also were approved for the Sparks, the $1 million. So how much you say that was total?
So total, and that we received both of those approvals within the same week. So we received roughly about $1.5 million in grant funding, which does not happen too often in 1 week's time. So that is very exciting news for the city.
So that's on
Thank you.
page 54.
Yeah, so on page 54, there is the grant reporting, just kind of updates on some of our current grants. And yes, when speaking to Councilmember Williams, he noticed those. So it is something we should share because it does not happen too often. So applaud the executive team for all their hard work and making sure we secure those grant dollars.
All right.
Sounds good.
Maybe that's the e-news article.
All right, council member comments. Any comments? Yes, Mayor Pro Tem Jackson.
Yes, I'd like to give a special thanks out to Director O'Brien, him and his team. They went out and we had a complaint. We thought he was going to put it on the back burner, but he was able to get that tree down. I think it's 1012. Superior, 1012 South Superior Street. She was very happy. I didn't let her, she wanted to know kind of what that blue dot was. I didn't want to let her know what that blue dot was. Do you? Had contacted me, so she was very excited that that tree got down. So I thank you for the hard work and hard effort. The blue dot. Throughout the we had trees last year and so forth that couldn't be gotten to in their cities, the city trees. And some of those trees are hanging, what I call bad fruit. And so if they fall on the property of the residents, and her her fence got for us, the little fence. So we know that there's nothing that we can do because they said only in our insurance is according to whatever happens at that moment. And that was an act of God. So, but he was able to take care of on the back end as well as getting the other tree down so it doesn't hit her home. So that was a wonderful thing.
Mayor Snyder.
Yeah, if you have any constituents who have tree related issues, just please have them call Bonnie Edmonds. She is the executive assistant for DPW. They will make sure that we get them on the list, send our crew out to assess the tree to see the priority and move forward when we have funds available to address that. I just had one other announcement. The Haven Road project is moving along. The Haven Road Bridge or River Street Bridge will reopen tomorrow. Tuesday, April 18th. So happy to see that project moving along. That's all that I have.
Can you please send me the name or telephone number of the person who is over the Albion Tree Committee?
Yes. Oh, what's her name?
Albion Tree City.
Yeah, Pat
Thompson.
Thompson. Yeah, but I will send that to you.
Well, she's retired, so she may be out of the country. So, just a point of personal privilege, I would like to say thank you to each and everyone who reached out to me during our tragedy in my family. Thank you. This is the first time. This is my first meeting. So this is very important to me since the 29th. So thank you very much. Thank you for your cards. Thank you for your prayers. And hopefully I can do 1 hour or 2 hours at a time. So it's about time to leave because I'm going to crash after this. But thank you very much. I appreciate all of your support.
Any other council comments? So I would just say, the Saturday before Easter, there was a great turnout at Victory Park for the Easter egg hunt. It was huge. I was truly surprised at how quickly all those colored eggs got picked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't take long because there were so many kids. There were so many kids and we were blessed to have good weather. But we were also blessed to have so many people within our community who gave for that event. Monetary donations, actual gifts, toys, people who spent time stuffing those little eggs and making sure they closed correctly so that they wouldn't pop open. But it was a huge success. So I just wanted to thank everybody who was involved. I know that, what Nate and others say is that they're already planning for next year. So they maybe take a day or two off and then they're at it again. So, but yeah, great turnout, kind of to echo City Manager Snyder in regards to the Haven Road project. You know, I talked to folks who live on the road. They, you know, of course, are happy that something's happening. Don't like the mud necessarily when it does rain, but several people have said, working with Director O'Brien, he is very professional. He's very prompt in responding. And so they said they couldn't be happier with the communication with the city, with any and all of their concerns. So just wanted to give you a public kudos for that, because it is noticed. Yes. Yes, Mayor Pro Tem Jackson.
Just on that note, I don't remember the correct date though, but I do know they are asking about if anyone would like to have any signs put in their yard for MPS.
Yep.
For the voting,
Mhm.
and that is something very important. So we do know we need a
The sinking
sinking,
millage.
the sinking millage.
Call.
Who can, I can give you the information soon, yeah. So,
You'll send it to all of us.
okay, I will do that.
Well, I'll just tell you, I want one in my yard.
Okay. So yes, I know that that was very important, so we need to get on that as well to help them as much as we can, you know,
There is
let
a-
people know it's on the Facebook and everything, but
There's a Facebook page for them.
maybe if we can do our due diligence like we normally do, just send something out to our residents in our precincts. And so if they would like to have something of that sort, maybe they will get that as well. Thank you.
Attorney Harkness, do you have a hand up?
No, sorry, just looking pencil.
Support.
We adjourn.
All right, any other comments? Do I have a motion to
So
adjourn?
moved.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Meeting adjourned 8:18 PM. It is.
It is not. Y'all need to,
Like the Bahamas in here. I'm sweating.
y'all need to quit. 4, 5.